Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Payson. Welcome back to everyone who's already a subscriber to the show. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now. Always an honor to have a first-time guest on the show. And tonight, hosting the first-time guest on the show, Zoisite, a fantastic name, Zoisite Eros. Zoisite, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's great to be here.
It's great having you on the show. You've got a big amateur flyweight show coming up for 247 Fighting Championship Brawl in the Burgh. And is that the day card?
Growing up, I did a whole bunch of different sports like soccer, like t-ball, and like just really an athletic kid. And so it led me to MMA.
And what led you into MMA? Do you remember kind of what your first foray into MMA was? Sometimes it's the striking or the jiu-jitsu or some other aspect of MMA. So what brought you into MMA?
I was really always an aggressive kid growing up, and I always wanted to do some kind of combat sports. So I kind of just jumped into it all. So the academy that I went into, they had all the different programs of like ground, striking, and like the mix of it all. So I started all at the same time.
Well, that is wonderful. That's a great. Was like might have less fun. Do you have that to appreciate?
I would say honestly, it all kind of really excited me. I know the ground because I did like a tiny bit of wrestling when I was younger, so it kind of just flowed, like that kind of muscle memory flowed a little bit. But I was really excited by all aspects of it.
Great. And what has it been like training at Bowerhouse MMA? I know we've had Mad Cat, Cody Matthews on the show several times, and he got knockout of the year a couple years back for 247. It was an incredible knockout. So what's it been like training at Bowerhouse, and sort of who are your main coaches and training partners at Bowerhouse MMA?
It's been really good at Bowerhouse. I'm really loving the competitive atmosphere that they
develop. So really cool experience there. You mentioned your opponent. What do you know about Selena Brown without giving anything away as far as your game plan, and why say yes to taking her on, and why say yes to coming up to 247 Brawl in the Burgh 22 on June 29th?
I'm really excited for this opportunity. It's kind of hard to get a female fighter, like a fight. So I'm really excited to take like pretty much any fight that I can get. And she seemed not as strong on the ground and more of a striker. And I'm really excited. No matter where the fight goes, I feel like I'm the better fighter and have decent, not decent, but well-rounded ground and stand up.
And what do you think as far as either a prediction or even just, if you're not going to make a prediction, even just something to why this fight will be exciting? I think it's a great matchup, particularly 247. I know likes putting on the legendary matchmaker Jim Mooney, wants to showcase female fighters as much as possible. There was a card headlined by an amateur, very advanced amateur, very experienced Sydney Ross, as a headliner to a card a couple years back. But what are your thoughts on this fight as far as either your prediction versus Selena Brown, or even just why people should be excited about this fight?
I think that people should be very excited about this fight because it's definitely going to be an exciting fight. A lot of female fighters don't let a crowd down, and this fight is definitely going to be exciting. My prediction is going to be that I'm going to win.
That's a great prediction. That's the prediction you want coming into any fight. I know in addition to you, I believe maybe a couple other Bowerhouse. Who else is on the card from Bowerhouse, and what's it like fighting on a card with teammates? Do you like having multiple teammates on the same card? In the past, you fought a couple times. And kind of what's your thought about traveling into, for lack of a better word, enemy territory, with her being from the Pittsburgh area and you being the out-of-town fighter?
I think it's amazing that we have like two other fighters on the card, Noah and Raiden. I really feel like that builds like a team spirit and like team connection, and I'm really excited about it. And as far as going into her territory, no matter where I'm at, like I'm gonna do what I do. And oh, my battery's low. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna do what I do, no matter where I'm at.
Well, that's a great mindset. I think that goes a long way for people that are learning to train in MMA. It's not just the skills and the training that goes a long way, but it's also the mindset of being able to focus on the controllables, what you can do, and then what you can do in response to somebody else, as opposed to worrying too much about what they do. It's been really great having you on the show. 247 Fighting Championships Brawl in the Burgh, 21 and a half and 22 back to back on the same day, June 29th at the Monroeville Convention Center, is an absolutely must see, both in person if people are able to make the commute in, or on pay-per-view. It's a great doubleheader. Obviously, you and your team are going to be a big part of it with having 3 fighters on those cards. So thanks so much for coming on for the first time. I look forward to seeing all the action of both of those events. And of course, you and your fight will be an exciting fight to watch. This is Luke Basin with MMA Fancast, and first time guest on the show, fighting out of Bowerhouse MMA, Zoisite Eros. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having.
Take care and best skills to you.
Do I exit out now or? Okay, cool.